Hello. So I'm going to put a video together because I get asked a lot about this question. So I actually was diagnosed with an illness about 5 years ago following a stroke and a brain hemorrhage that my daughter had. Myself and my husband went to genetics to have different tests, and it flagged up that I had something. And I was then put on medication around breastfeeding, around, not really wanting to be on medication. I'm all about alternative therapies where possible. And so for me, when I was introduced to Arbonne Nutrition, I was obviously thinking, I wonder if this would work for me. I hear so many success stories of the nutrition making an impact on other people's day-to-day life, but I was completely aware that everybody's different and everybody's bodies are different. So what I did was I took the nutrition along to my consultant at the hospital. He scanned everything, had a look, and said that it was all plant-based and it was going to be absolutely incredible and to give it a go. And if I was able to wean off some of the medication, fantastic. So that's exactly what I did. Now, my case will be different to the next person's, even if somebody has the same diagnosis as me, because we are all different. So what I would firstly recommend is if you're looking at implementing some of the plant-based nutrition that we have and some of the skincare products to help you with some of your symptoms, that's great, but do seek medical advice, because I'm not a doctor. One person is very different to the next person. Even on my personal experience, when I meet somebody with the same condition that I have, I still say to them, you need to seek medical advice, because I don't know all of the history that you have, that your consultant will know. So do still seek medical advice. So for me, and this, I'm only speaking from personal experience because everybody's different to the next. So for me, when I wake up in the morning, I have one smoothie in the morning. So I add in water, I add in our Arbonne vegan protein powder or the meal replacement. I choose because I will have the protein powder if I'm not adding, if I'm adding fruits and nuts and making a smoothie, making a concoction. So if I'm mixing it all and making a smoothie, I'll add the protein powder. If I just want quick and easy, I'm not going to add anything to it, then I use the meal replacement powder, because that's got more vitamins and minerals and everything in it in the meal replacement. Whereas if I'm going to add fruit and add nuts, then I use the protein powder and mix it. So I choose one of the two, and I choose between vanilla or chocolate. I have both. I love both, and I've got both the meal replacement and the protein of it all. And then I add in my fiber boost, because I found that I was suffering with tiredness, mainly because my body wasn't getting the right amount of fiber. We should have 30 grams of fibre a day to be healthy, and the average UK citizen has 18 grams. So we're missing 12 grams of fibre. That's a big deal. So I add that in, and one scoop of the Arbonne fibre is 12 grams. Perfect. I also add in omega-3 capsules, which is flaxseed oil. So most people will think of the algae that they need from fish, so you can source that from fish, but I wanted a plant-based alternative, so I sourced that omega-3, the algae, from flaxseed. So the Arbonne capsules are incredible, and interestingly enough, Arbonne was the first company to create capsules that are vegan encapsulated. So a lot of others would have like fish scales that would hold the capsule in place. So as the first patent to find a vegan way to encapsulate the liquid inside, which is really, really great. So I add in 2 of those. I also add in 2 calcium plus capsules, which are not made from chalk. So a lot of people do source calcium supplements into their diet, but a lot of the time it's just chalk and it's really not easily digestible. You put it in, it comes straight out. It's not good for you. So as is actual calcium, which is incredible, calcium plus, which is really, really great. So I have that as well, 2 of those into my smoothie. Whisk that all up, and then I also have a Digestion Plus sachet with it, and you can add that to your smoothie if you want, but I like the Digestion Plus straight in my mouth, drink it down with a smoothie. Really, really easy. So it takes me seconds to get my breakfast together. So that's my breakfast, all done. And I love that the protein that we do is absorbed into the body. A lot of people will say to me, well, I've been using protein powder and it's 40 grams of protein versus the Arbonne one, which is 20. And I'll say to them, but how much of your protein does your body absorb? And we'll look into it, and they absorb like 2%. So I'll say, so therefore, you're not actually getting 40 grams of protein. Your body's not absorbing it, particularly if it's whey. Your body can't digest that. So I'll say, so plant-based protein, which is pea, brown rice, and cranberry protein, the body can digest and use it in all areas of the body, which is fantastic. So I have my morning smoothie, which is great. And then I'll have another smoothie, usually before bed when I start getting really tired. I just won't add all of that to it because I've had my daily allowance of everything. So I'll just have a smoothie usually and just drink that before bed. And that's great. Usually I like a nice chocolate one before bed. So I also find that using the gelée, which is a cream for the body, it's got aloe vera in it, it's got a really cooling effect. I find that helps me for migraines. I suffer with migraines. I find it helps with muscle ache, so I get loads of muscle ache. So I put the gelée, and it just eases the pain that I get from my muscles, which is fantastic. I also have a lot of baths because I don't have good circulation in my fingers and my toes, so I have a lot of baths. So as you can imagine, having like 2 to 3 baths a day to help me with that circulation, to help warm my body up, can dehydrate the skin. But because I use the sea salt crystals, and because I use the Rescue and Renew body wash, I add a couple of the body wash into the bath. It really helps my body. Whereas before I was using bubble bath, not from Arbonne, that had sodium lauryl sulfate in, that stripped my skin, so it made my skin so much worse, aggravated my skin. So I used the Rescue and Renew body wash and the sea salt crystals. I also like the scrub from that same range as well. I have to say I do love that. What else really helps me? Oh, the fizz stick drink. So I used to have about 8 cups of coffee a day to sustain my energy, and I've switched them over now to fizz sticks, which are a bit like a Barocca, if you like, packed full of B vitamins. Absolutely incredible. I add it to hot water or to cold water. I don't like a lot of water with mine, so I have like a cup of tea mug's worth amount of water, and I add my powdered fizz stick into that. And in fact, what's interesting actually, I like the citrus the best. So these are the fizz sticks. So I just add that in. Now they say on the box to have 2 a day. If you need more than 2 a day, to consult your GP. And the reason why it says that is the exact same reason why coffee says the same. 2 cups of coffee a day. If you're drinking more coffee a day, consult your GP. And the reason why is because if you're constantly needed to sustain your energy, there might be a reason for that. Now, for most of us, that's because we've got kids, and that is what's draining our energy. So that's usually fine. You go to the doctor, you tell them you're having 8 cups of coffee a day, and they sort of say, yeah, you've got young ones at home. That's probably why. So that's probably the same response you'll get if you're having more than 2 of these a day. But still seek GP advice, because for me, I do have a condition, and it is known that I have a condition. So having like 8 of these a day, that's why. And my consultant is aware of that, and they say having one of these is so much healthier than a coffee. So if you are having coffee, a lot of coffee or a lot of energy drinks, this is a healthy alternative. So for me, I do have way more than the recommended 2 a day, but we know the reason behind that. So if you're a really healthy person and you're drinking 8 cups of coffee a day, it might be worth seeking GP advice to find out why you need that. Why is your energy so low? And you might be diagnosed with something like me, and it's like, okay, that's the reason why, so that we're good to go. So that's why it says 2 a day. The other thing that I have, which has helped me massively, is 1 immunity boost drink a day. I think these retail about £2 to £3 a drink. You buy a box of 30. Now I find, because this is superfoods chocked into 1 sachet, it works out cheaper for me than spending £100 on fruit and veg, which I do still buy fruit and veg, but rather than spending £100 on fruit and veg and having all of the superfoods that you can buy and all the superfoods that you can get, like for example, this has got purple carrot, black carrot, blueberry, pomegranate, white grape, apple, cranberry, acerola, turmeric, holy basil, green tea, guarana, vitamin C, zinc. You know, it's got so much in here. I couldn't go through everything. There's so much on there. It costs you a fortune to buy all of that, to get out of everything what you need. Whereas this is all the superfoods. They've extracted all of the super parts, let's say, from all of that, and then put it into a concentrate, put it into this. So 1 drink of this a day helps me hugely. I suffer with bad hay fever as well, but having one of these a day makes a big difference. So 1 of those a day is about £2 or £3, but it's, in my opinion, so worth it, because I was spending more on medication and coffees and all of the things just to keep myself alive throughout the day, like surviving. So for me, absolutely worth it. So that's everything that I take that helps me. I've been doing this for about 3 years now. I'm healthier than what I ever have been. It makes such a difference. I'm totally medication free. But as I say, everybody's different to the next. I'm not in any way making any medical claims, because everybody's different. So that is just my personal experience. And the reason why I'm not saying what it is that I have is because I don't want people to watch this and think, right, that's exactly what I need to do, because you do need to seek medical advice. That is just me. how I've managed, how I've come off my medication. I sought my consultant's advice, had everything checked over first, and I'm not a medical professional, so I do not want to make any medical claims. That is just me, my personal experience, and how I've found the past 3 years and how it's made such a difference to my life. So I hope that that's helped. Thank you. If you've got any questions, either ask me or ask a consultant that you know. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.